This is federal stalking.
Carlos. Oh, le estaba preguntando a la muchacha.
Okay, first of all, that's audible activity, relevant positioning, and light activity. All elements are present. Second of all, it's federal stalking. Third of all, this is also amongst what are companies that are providing the malicious guise under which the state's criminal system is underway. Mike's Mesrop Plumbing is group stalking and engaged in federal stalking. Those are communication devices on the venue of the internet. State surveillance is underway on behalf of the state, which is the most severe circumstance where you can engage in that. It is grounds of federal prison in and of itself. Secondly, you're looking at the elements of monitoring. They're also group stalking in concert with the state that you can see in the video present stalking in the path in helicopter. You'll see the great distance that the LAPD are from me. That has nothing to do with relevant positioning. They're in the path. They're group stalking. You're looking at amplification. That's what you're looking at. The entity is sounding helicopter activity at that great distance, and also, which is speaking to targeting, and it's also speaking to demon possession, but it's also speaking to what is targeting, because the moment that that audible activity is heard is as I'm capturing images of that third-party group stalker who, by the way, if this person is not a natural-born citizen, they're going to be deported after they serve time in federal prison, okay? This is how the population is going to be treated in the state of California. Those that are not even natural-born citizen, like Carol Lee, who you see on video, stalking in the path with light, keeping her foot on the brakes, turning her vehicle on, going into the parking lot to engage in that criminal element of monitoring and relevant positioning in concert with the entity that's flying in helicopter. This is all manner of the same exact simultaneity of conduct. These are demons acting in concert, okay, amongst each other, and doing so with a minor child. That's again, the whole community is engaging in this on an ongoing basis. While you're looking at a child included in the criminal system, the whole community is engaging in abuse together and the contribution to the delinquency. How can I help you?
So we need to shut up the water. For like maybe 1 hour.
Okay.
So
for that building.
That building.
Thank you for letting me know. All right. Okay, got it. That's monitoring, but they're all continuously engaged in contribution to the delinquency of minors while you're looking at that criminal conduct. That's exactly what you saw yesterday. While you have little kids sitting on the sidewalk, that's called criminal presence. So they're literally just placing their babies there for presence in the path. Engaging in what is the ongoing recognition of how the people of the state, how the government are abusing minor children, including them in this very serious series of federal offenses, which also includes sexual violence, and they include them and willy-nilly. And then the demon-possessed population want to appear. Again, the superficial veil where you're looking at that, they're holding the hands of their children. They're pushing them in strollers. They're sitting them on the ground and letting them play in the engineered light under the light source amongst amplified audible activity, terrorizing and psychologically torturing another. Okay, that's what you're looking at while Precious Bastilles is on video providing evidence against a whole entity while you see that child included in that act of terrorism that I captured on video. That third party and the one that's sitting in the van in the previous, they're both going to federal prison. Mike's Mesrop, another mom and pop company engaged in state surveillance. And since you want to use your company to engage in that, you're going to drain the pockets of that company, and they're not likely going to survive. And this is not the first time that they're engaging in the criminal conduct in concert with the LAPD, a state that is using helicopters representing a law enforcement agency engaging in what is criminal conduct against an American citizen for no legitimate purpose, under having no legal authority whatsoever, which is in conformity to a long documented pattern of conduct. They are group stalking, and you're group stalking with the police. When you do that, you go to federal prison, period. Okay, that is by default. That's exactly how that's going to be treated. And this is impunity. They've done this more than once. I've documented Mesrop group stalking with LAPD, both while I'm inside of my private space and while I'm in the workplace in my office. Okay, obviously it's still within the workplace when I'm on my lunch break, for example, or I go upstairs to use the restroom and the entity is group stalking. That's still in the workplace. That's still sexual violence in the workplace. Anything happening during the work day is workplace terrorism, harassment, and sexual violence. And they are here chiefly during work hours. So I have documented them engaging in terrorism in concert with the entity that's using helicopters to engage in surveillance. And so, like I said, this is speaking to an enhancement for federal prison. It's impunity. You're not coming and engaging in any repairs. You're engaged in criminal presence. You're engaged in the criminal elements of monitoring in concert with the entity that is literally providing evidence against you while I continuously capture them stalking and engaging in surveillance using helicopters. And it is currently, again, 9:30 a.m. The entity is engaged in federal stalking on the venue of the internet. This is Carla Lopez, a demon-possessed group stalker who you see engaging in what is the same exact criminal conduct under the light source in concert with that same agency, flying over the property, flying over my head, flying over my apartment while that light source is present. This is the demon that's using speaker companies as the malicious guise under which federal stalking is underway in concert with a third-party company that comes to the grounds to criminally cooperate with that criminal system. I'm sending a text message at what is 9:28 a.m. while I'm capturing this video, which is relevant to what is federal stalking. The entity engages in a pattern of some means of operation of my communication device as I document, which is relevant to their ongoing engagement in both group stalking and federal stalking in violation of Title 18, 22618 subsections 1 and 2. Okay, it is currently 9:31 a.m. and this is P.O.C. This is documentation of what is federal group stalking and monitoring, and it is occurring in the workplace. And everyone that you just saw on video, including the Mesrop employee, he represents the people of the state. But he is also specifically representing a company who is going to be prosecuted civilly and criminally. He is himself is going to federal prison. And then if he is not a natural born citizen, he is then going to be deported. Okay. Carlo Lopez at 9:31 a.m. and engaging in what is impunity. There is no legitimacy with regard to what this demon is monitoring. Listening to every word and repeatedly sending text messages is impunity. It does not make the criminal conduct and the malice with which that criminal conduct is underway any more legitimate. It's documented impunity, and Carlo Lopez in specifically is a very heavily documented terrorist that engages in the state's criminal system in the workplace. And this old man is going to federal prison for a very long time. Okay. It is currently 9:32 a.m. This is P.O.C.